Seguin rattled off 4 minutes off the clock in their drive, but they were unable to get points. It's a one-score game still. Handoff over left guard. Decent gain for Gabe Best out to the 45-yard line. The clock runs at 1:46 and counting. Gain of 5 for Best. They need a touchdown here. Bodie Weaver drops back, looks left, has a man out of the backfield, goes through the hands of Best. He could have had some room to run if he had gotten past the linebacker, and I think he would have, but it's incomplete.
Oh, man, that play has been there all game long. They did connect earlier in the first quarter, but that's been there all game long. Bodie Weaver sees it here on this one. He's one-on-one with the linebacker, and Best is just not able to hold on to it.
Quante Watts, the closest linebacker to it. Here's 3rd down and 5. Weaver pump fakes, flag is thrown, and he is sacked. First sack of the night for Seguin. John Harding brings him down. If the penalty is for holding, it'll only help Seguin that much more. It'll be 4th and a long ways for Colleyville with 1:30 to go. At least the holding penalty stops the clock for Colleyville. Decline the penalty to make it 4th down.
As you see there, there's the hold right there on number 75. That is DeMarshe Logan.
Would set up 4th and 11. Maybe 4th and 10 we'll call it, because they don't quite need to get to midfield. They need to get to the 49. So 4th and 10 for Colleyville. 1:30 to go in the 4th quarter. They're going to run the clock. So the clock is running here. 1:25 and going down. Huge 4th down play. Weaver takes the snap. Steps up, throws over the middle, has his man. Trevi Prycia spins through a tackle and gets to the 40. Huge completion on 4th and 10 when they needed it most.
Huge play right there by Trevi Prycia. They see his cover too. They get it right down the middle in that soft side of the zone. Right down the middle.
Gain of 21 to Trevi Prycia, who has a touchdown tonight. That one was even bigger. Weaver again in the pocket, throws over the middle, incomplete, nearly intercepted. Looking for, I'm not sure if it was Supin Casey or Sunwall. It lands in between the two. It's incomplete, 2nd and 10. The clock stops at 59 seconds.
Still plenty of time. All you need is 40 yards. 40 yards, you really don't need to take a shot down the field unless it's there. Just pick up those big chunks and set yourself up in the red zone.
Supin Casey, the wide receiver on the near sideline. Weaver takes the snap. Under pressure, spins underneath the tackle. He's still got it. Throws back over to Supin Casey, who's wide open. He walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Colleyville.
Wow, what a play by Bodie Weaver.
Colleyville will take the ball first at the 25-yard line. Bodie Weaver will be in the shotgun. He's got Gabe Best to his left, 3 wide for the Panthers. First play of overtime. It's a fake handoff to Best. Weaver sprints through the middle, and he slides underneath the tackle. A gain of about 8 yards for Bodie Weaver on 1st down.
Yep, keeping them on schedule. Another big run for Colleyville, and another fake handoff here. It's a design run. Bodie Weaver shifts to that right side, finds that nice hole.
They'll mark him back where he started his slide at the 19-yard line, so just 6 yards on the play. Gabe Best was wrapped up for a moment right at the line of scrimmage, but spins out of the hold of Quante Watts and turns ahead near the 1st down marker to the 16-yard line. They need to get to that white stripe at the 15, and he's just shy by a yard. 3rd down now for Colleyville. This is the first possession of overtime. No matter what, Seguin has its own possession to come afterwards to try to match or do better than whatever Colleyville does. 3rd and 1 from the 16. Weaver takes the snap, looks right. He's going to run around. Now looks again towards the end zone. He throws towards the sideline, incomplete. A flag is thrown. It didn't look like there was an ineligible receiver downfield. The only guys down there were wide receivers or tight ends. Dax Hebeson was downfield, but he's an eligible receiver, so I don't think it's an ineligible man downfield penalty.
I don't think that should be the case. And then the flag was thrown pretty late, too, so I don't think it was a hold either.
Yeah, it was right as Bodie Weaver threw the ball, and that timing sometimes is ineligible man downfield. And since it looked like a design run play, really, so it wouldn't have been surprising if there was an ineligible man downfield. So it was ineligible man downfield. That was the call. And they declined the penalty. So 4th and 1 for Colleyville. If they don't convert, then Seguin would get the ball at the 25, and any points would end the game.
That's an interesting decision by the Cougars head coach to decline that one, because all Colleyville needs is 1 yard.
But on 4th down, if they don't get it, it's almost not quite game over. Here's a free play. They're going to get the first down, maybe more. Touchdown to the back of the end zone. It's Connor Soup and Casey again.
Bodie Weaver again does a nice job of drawing the defense off sides, and he knows he has a free play here. He sees it. He just throws that nice ball on a double team to Connor Supakase again in the clutch in overtime.
For the PAT, Landon Dressel bangs it through. 7-point lead for Colleyville. Now Seguin needs a touchdown or they'll lose in a comeback thriller.
They've done a fantastic job, and you see Coach Jerry Edwards was fired up there on the sideline. He loves what he was seeing.
First play for Seguin. They go for the big hitter. It is incomplete, looking for Jonathan Polk in double coverage, but it was really only Bennett who had the play on it. Colin Bennett makes the pass breakup, and it's incomplete on first down.
Colin Bennett making big plays on both sides of the ball. You see here, it's man-to-man coverage in the clutch. He's right there, and he just knocks that ball away. He's in great position, great technique. He does a fantastic job of keeping the receiver from hauling that one in.
By the way, Bodie Weaver, 241 passing yards, 5 touchdowns tonight, nearly 100 rushing yards as well. His counterpart, Chevy Andrews, trying to engineer the tying touchdown. He throws to the outside, to the 5-yard line. Did he hang on and get to the end zone? Yes, he did. It's Jamani Smith again. His 5th touchdown catch of the night.
Wow. And that one's going to put him over 260 yards on the evening. This play here is just, hey, I'm going to throw it to my best player in the clutch. It's the game on the line. I'm throwing it up to my best player, and I'm giving him a chance. He's got 4 touchdowns already. Let me see if he can go get number 5. And they're going to go for 2 here.
They're going to
go for the win.
They're going to go for the game right here. Timeout is called before the 2-point conversion try. They're going to go for the win. If they get in, victory for Seguin. If Colleyville stops him, it's a Panthers win, unless they change their mind. But I have a feeling that Joe Gordon and Seguin are not going to change their mind. They're going to go for 2, and the game's going to end on this next play. All 5 touchdowns that Chevy Andrews has thrown tonight have been caught by Jamani Smith, including an 81-yard score. Even the first play of the game was a 40-yard pump and go. Not for a touchdown. That was just the first play of the game. And Jamani Smith has been untouchable this entire night. Does he get them enough to win the game? They're going for 2. It's Jonathan Polk, takes the snap. Polk up the middle. Is he stuffed? Yes, he is. Colleyville wins it on a 2-point stop. Ball game over. The Panthers win it 42-41 in overtime.
Wow, what a stance by the Panthers defensive line. They stayed strong. They stayed tough. They got pushed back, and they stuffed the design run from the Cougars, and they pick up a big win, and now they are back in the playoff picture.
They trailed 20-0 in this ball game. 5 touchdown passes from Bodie Weaver to match the 5 touchdown passes from Chevy Andrews. The 2 quarterbacks went wild in this game, but it's a defensive stop on a 2-point try that makes the difference.